Welcome back to my channel, children. In this video, I'll be discussing about two types of linkage, which is a continuation of my previous video. So here I'll be discussing about the types of linkage. So first we will start with what is a complete linkage. There are basically two types of linkages, complete and incomplete linkage. So first we will start with what is a complete linkage. So before that, when I tell you what is a linkage, it means what is a linkage? When two genes are closely associated with each other without being separated. They cannot be separated from each other. And these genes, which are linked genes, they are present in one homologous pair. So they cannot be separated. If they are inherited together without being separated, then we call it as a complete linkage. So here two genes are closely associated with each other and they do not separate. That we call it as a complete linkage. Crossing over cannot take place here. There is no crossing over. Independent assortment also is absent. Independent assortment is, it takes place between two homologous pairs of chromosomes. Independent assortment was observed by Mendel. It involves two homologous pairs of chromosomes. That means the genes located in two homologous pairs of chromosomes. That leads to what is called as an independent assortment. And here two types of gametes are formed. Both are of parental type. Recombinants are completely absent here. Recombinant gametes cannot be formed because there is no crossing over at all. Crossing over results in recombination. So here there is no crossing over taking place at all. So recombinants are completely absent. So this is explained by taking an example in Drosophila, the two characters in Drosophila, body color and wing size. Body color and wing size. So here dominant and recessive. We will consider what is dominant and recessive. In dominant condition, gray body color and normal wings, that is called as a dominant character. So this is also called as a wild type or dominant characters. The other is a recessive, black body color and vestigial wings. So these are represented, dominant characters are represented as B plus V plus, and recessive characters are represented as B and V. These recessive characters are also named as they are mutants because we find many mutations in Drosophila. So as a result of mutation, we find these characters. So dominant and recessive are taken. So now complete linkage is observed here. So let us see by understanding a cross how we can see and what is the ratio to identify a complete linkage. So here we can see first a parent if we take gray body color and normal wings crossed with completely recessive parent black body with vestigial wings. So here F1 we can get completely dominant, that is gray body color and normal size of the wings. When F1 males are test crossed. F1 males are test crossed. So this is males F1 which are heterozygous, that is they show gray body color and normal size of the wings, crossed with female which is completely recessive. So here this will produce, males will produce two types of gametes. Two types of gametes only, B plus V plus and B and V, which are parental type. There are no recombinants here. That is the identification for complete linkage. Complete linkage is without any recombinants. So here this recessive parent will produce only one type of gamete. So now if we observe the F2 generation here, let us observe F2 progeny. So when you observe F2 progeny here, we can take, so one individual, F1 individual male is producing two types of gametes and female which is completely recessive is producing one type of gamete. So here we get two types of individuals. One is gray body with normal wings, black body with vestigial. Both are parental type. So their ratio, phenotypic genotypic ratio is 1:1. 1. So here what we observe is recombinants are completely absent. If we have to represent recombinants, we have to represent like this. So what are recombinants here? Gray body with vestigial wings, black body with normal. So that this should be the recombinants. But here recombinants are completely absent. 0% of recombinants we find here. That is how we can identify complete linkage. If there are no recombinants at all and test cross ratio is 1:1, then we can say it is a complete linkage. That is, it is a dihybrid test cross ratio. You may get confused with monohybrid. It is not a monohybrid. We are taking two characters. So dihybrid test cross ratio, we are getting 1:1 instead of, according to Mendel, what was the ratio we got? According to Mendel, we got 1:1:1:1:1. This is the according to Mendel's study. So we are not getting 1:1:1:1. Instead, we are getting only 1:1. That is 50% are belong to one parent and another 50% belong to another parent. Now let us see what is incomplete linkage. So in incomplete linkage, we find the two genes are distantly located. Distantly means we can see here. Suppose we observe here one gene is in one part of the chromosome and other gene is other part of the chromosome. In case of complete linkage, we find the genes are located very close by. So here they are distantly located. Crossing over can take place here because the distance is more. Crossing over can take place. Independent assortment is absent. Independent assortment cannot take place here because, as I told, linkage involves only one homologous pair of chromosome. So here independent assortment cannot take place. Recombinants are less than 50%. In the previous complete linkage, we find there are no recombinants at all. But here recombinants are less than 50%. 4 types of gametes can be formed here because there is a crossing over. Since there is a crossing over, we can find 4 types of gametes. 2 are of parental and 2 are recombinants. And this occurs in 2 phases. Incomplete linkage we can explain in 2 ways, 2 phases. So what are those 2 phases? Coupling phase and repulsion phase. So let us see what are these 2 phases. What is a coupling phase and what is a repulsion phase? So this was studied, the incomplete linkage was studied first by Batson and Punnett in Lathyrus odoratus. Lathyrus odoratus is commonly also called as a sweet pea. It is called as sweet pea. So here 2 characters are taken, blue flowers and long pollen grains. That is, color of the flower is taken and the shape of the pollen is taken. So dominant characters are blue flowers with long pollen grains, and its recessive characters are red flowers with round pollen grains. Red flowers with round pollen grains. That is the recessive character. So in parents we find the blue flowers and long pollen crossed with red flowers and the round pollen. So what do we get? F1. F1 we get completely heterozygous and dominant. So we got blue flowers with long pollen grains. That is in F1. Now this F1 is test crossed. So already we know test cross. When F1 is crossed with complete recessive parent, we call it as a test cross. So here 4 types of gametes can be formed. The F1 can give 4 types of gametes. Already we discussed in incomplete linkage, there is some crossing over can also occur. So due to crossing over, 4 types of gametes are formed. And here, since a completely it is homozygous and recessive, here only 1 type of gamete is formed. So same thing we have shown in the form of cross. Check this format, you know, it is called as a checkerboard or Punnett square. So F2 generation we show by this method, checkerboard method or it is called as a Punnet's square. So here we can find, say, 4 types of gametes. F1 individual will produce these 4 types of gametes, and crossed with a recessive parent which produces only one type of gamete. Now we can find here this, if we cross we get, this is the genotype. What are the phenotype? Blue and long, blue and round, red long, red round. So we get all the 4 phenotypes. In which ratio? We get a ratio as 7:1:1:7. So these 7 are parental type and only 2 are recombinants. 7 parental and only 2 are recombinants. That means out of 16, we have only 2 by 16. So out of 16, we have only 2 recombinants, or 1 by 8. So we get a percentage of about 12.5%. So recombinants are only 12.5%. So in incomplete linkage, we discussed the recombination percentage will be always less than 50%. So here it is only, we find 12.5% are the recombinants. So this is what is the one example of what is called as a income. And this phase here, this phase, we already I mentioned about what is coupling and repulsion phase. This ratio is obtained because of the arrangement of genes, which is called as a coupling phase. This type of arrangement is called as a coupling phase. Now what is this coupling phase? So here we can find in a homologous pair, in one chromosome, when we find both the dominant alleles are present. So here we find both the dominant alleles in one chromosome. Then we call it as a coupling phase. And this we call it as cis arrangement also. This type of arrangement we call it as cis arrangement. What is cis arrangement? When the 2 alleles of same type, that is either dominant or recessive, are present on the same chromosome of a homologous pair. Then we call it as a cis arrangement. So due to this cis arrangement of genes, we get this ratio, and that is called as a coupling phase. So now suppose you have a question like what is the ratio during coupling phase of genes? Then you have to give this ratio as 7:1:1:7. Now second phase is called as a repulsion phase. Repulsion phase is due to another type of arrangement which is called as a trans arrangement. It is due to trans arrangement. Now what is the trans arrangement? It is opposite of cis arrangement. So here we find in one chromosome, we find one dominant and one recessive allele. They are located on one chromosome. So this type of arrangement is called as a trans arrangement. So we find in one individual, the 2 genes can be arranged either in a cis manner or in a trans manner. If they are arranged in a cis manner, then we call it as a coupling phase. That gives a ratio of 7:1:1:7. Now let us see if they are arranged in a trans manner. We call it as a repulsion phase. What should be the ratio? So we are going to observe the same cross, taking blue round and red long. And here in F1 we get all dominant blue flowers and long pollen grains. And after test cross, we get the same genotype and phenotype. But here how did we take the parents as? We took the parents as blue and round, red and long. So this blue and round, if we take, they show this type of arrangement. So this is how you can take one homologous pair if we take. So how are they arranged? They are arranged in this manner. Small b, small l. This is how. So this, if I show it in red, this is how they are arranged. This is regarding blue round individuals. Suppose we take red and long individuals. if we take red and long. So how are these red and long individuals? The same way we are getting. So small b here, we will take capital L here. Small b, capital L. Here we are showing one homologous pair, arrangement in one homologous pair. And this, what is this named as? It is a trans arrangement. So now in F1 we got blue flowers with long pollen. When after test cross, we got all the 4 phenotypes and genotypes. So blue long, blue round, red long, red round. What is the ratio we give? 1:7:7:1. So parental here, now parents are these, blue round and red long. So here we observed parents are more. So the ratio changes as 1:7:7:1. So how do we identify a ratio? What is the difference between this 7:1:1:1:7 and 1:7:7:1? This is because of coupling and repulsion phases, cis arrangement and trans arrangement. This is how very clearly you have to understand coupling and repulsion phases. These are the 2 stages of incomplete linkage. Okay. Now we have another example of this incomplete linkage. This is in case of Drosophila. In Drosophila, earlier we observed the previous cross, grey body with normal wings, black body with vestigial wings. So there we crossed in the previous one when we were trying to discuss the complete linkage part. Here we have shown F1 males are test crossed. Then we got the ratio of 1:1 with F1 males. Here the same characters when we take the test cross with F1 females. When F1 females are test crossed with double recessive males. So these we take F1 we take as females and we cross it with double recessive males. Double recessive males. Then we get this ratio 9:1:1:8. Parental 9 and 8 are parental. These are the recombinants. So here we find incomplete linkage. That means with respect to these genes, the color of the body and size of the wings, there is a difference in case of male and female Drosophila. In male Drosophila, they show complete linkage. That means the 2 genes in male Drosophila are very close to each other. Whereas in female Drosophila, the same genes we find, they are far. That's why the distance is more. That's why they are showing incomplete linkage. Now, at the end, we will just compare the 3 important phenomena which we just studied right from the Mendel's crosses. First one, according to Mendel, if there is no linkage at all, if there is no linkage present, it is showing only the dominant character in a dihybrid cross. That means in a dihybrid cross, it is showing independent assortment. Independent assortment is present. Then what do we get? The test cross ratio. We get a test cross ratio here as 1:1:1:1. There are 50% recombinants. Here in this ratio we find 50% recombinants. That is independent assortment is present and crossing over also is present here. Independent assortment is present and we also observe crossing over. When there is a complete linkage, we get test cross ratio as 1:1. Both are parental type, 50% of one parent, 50% another. And no recombinant, 0% recombination, 0%. That means since there is no recombinant, the genes are tightly packed. They are very, very close to each other. There is no independent assortment, as well as there is no crossing over. There are no independent assortment and also there is no crossing over. Now if we take incomplete linkage and we see the test cross ratio. In case of Lathyrus odoratus, we get this ratio 7:1:1:7. And in case of Drosophila, we just observed we are getting the ratio as 9:1:1:8. And here also we don't find any independent assortment. Similarly here, incomplete linkage, crossing over is present. Crossing over is present. There is some amount of crossing over. See, we find in when there is no linkage or incomplete linkage, we find some amount of crossing over. But percentage of recombination here is 50%. And what is the percentage of recombination here? Here it is less than. Here it is less than 50%. Percentage of recombination here is less than 50%. So quickly, once again, I read these points. They are very, very important for the NEET exam. Comparing these three, when we compare first no linkage, that is dominant in case of Mendel's, test cross ratio is 1:1:1:1. Here there is 1:1, here 7:1:1:7. 50% recombinants are present if there is no linkage. Here 0% recombinants. Here what do we get? Less than 50% recombinants. Independent assortment is present here. When there is no linkage, there is independent assortment. And in both the cases, there is no independent assortment. Then next point, crossing over, if we take, in the first case, if there is no linkage, crossing over is present. Complete linkage, there is no crossing over. And incomplete linkage, some amount of crossing over is present. Little amount of crossing over is present. So with this way, we can compare these three. I hope I am very clear with this. So with this, I close my session. In my next session, next video, I'll be discussing about some numericals which are very important for the NEET exam from genetics, and especially this topic, linkage and recombination. Thank you very much, my all dear students. Study very well. And if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel so that whatever I am going to do ahead, you will be getting the notifications. And thank you very much. Have a good day.